All right, I'm live again. Test 1 2. Yeah, I'm live. Hang on, I'm telling more followers to join the video.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. All right, hey everybody, it's DJ Marcus once again coming
Cha cha cha.
with my boy Joey LaFaro. Joe, say hello to the people.
Why don't we the music like a normal show?
Because we don't own the rights to that music, so
So
there's some rare occasions that should have backfire on. Since we're using Instagram now instead of Spark Duck.
Spark Duck.
What are we using for? Stream Duck?
What? We're using StreamYard. We still use that, yes.
Yeah, since we're using that immediately instead of Instagram immediately instead of using StreamYard, it may kick us off if I play music.
You just gotta say I don't own the rights to this music and stop playing within fair use time prime. What's up, Nelly baby?
Someone loves Joey LaPlata. Okay, I see you, Joey.
I got fans.
I see you, Joey. Joey out here fanning and stuff. Oh man, but hey, Joey, it's been a week, man.
Yes.
Been a little over a week. Been a week and a day, 2 days. Yeah, you have a good week this week.
Yes.
The comedy shows near me team came through, said we did some good shows last week.
We had some good shows last week. We had a very fun show at Public Bar Live. Last couple shows at Public Bar Live have really picked up and been a lot of fun. A lot of fun crowds.
So it's called Public Bar Live?
That is the name of the venue. Yes.
Okay, I thought it was just Public Bar.
No, Public Bar Live, because Public Bar Dead was already taken.
Possibly so, brother. So you had some.
No, actually, it's because when you hear Public Bar, it's so boring.
You gotta tell people it's live.
No, it's live. It's still there.
It's so rough being there.
No, it's actually a beautiful venue. We're very lucky to have it. It's a very fun time. Excellent atmosphere.
Okay, cool, man. Come on out to Public Bar every Tuesday.
Lots of steps, lots of stairs. So it's a great place to get your steps in.
From 7 to 11.
Bring your Fitbit.
Is 7 to 11? That's the time frame on it?
What? No, the doors open at 7:30.
Okay.
Like they do for all of our shows.
Okay. Hey, Joey, I don't go to show.
You work here.
I work for .com.
You know the business hours.
My business hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you know the reference, put a thumbs up in the chat. If you don't know the reference, be Joey LaFaro.
Anywho, and then we have our open mic bingo starting at 9:30, and that runs till about 11.
Okay, so from 8 to 11. Premium DC comedy.
If you're just want a mainline comedy for 4 hours, you can do that. 3 hours.
At
Great.
Public Bar Live.
And then we were at McGinty's Public House on Thursday. That was great.
Yeah, good show last week.
We'll be back there tomorrow.
Will we?
Yeah.
Okay, so McGinty's is doing well. Public Bar doing well.
And then we're back at our flagship station, Dave and Buster's, this weekend.
Oh yes.
Dirty DB.
Hoist the sails and come on out to Dave and Buster's for another exciting week of comedy. Who's from this week at Dave and Buster's?
We have Miss Rita is going to be there.
Okay.
Bria Badu is going to be hosting.
Okay.
We also have Lappin' Lenny is our headliner.
Okay.
And there's a feature act. Oh, yeah. Luis Lopez, who's headlining our Thursday show tomorrow.
Okay. George Lopez is going to be
from New York.
George Lopez is going to be doing comedy shows near me. You don't know George? That's not. You didn't say George Lopez?
I said Luis, so I don't know where you got George from.
Oh, my bad.
Nephew.
Nephew.
Anyway.
Much funnier, nephew. Yeah, man. So come on out, folks. It should be a good time. I didn't do nothing this week, Joey.
I saw Guardians 3.
I wasn't invited.
I specifically invited you.
No,
I said, what are you doing Saturday?
I said I was
We're gonna go
working.
see Guardians. So you were invited. You were just busy.
See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about with you, Joe.
It's not my fault that you can't attend.
Okay,
The
so
invitation was extended.
so did this Guardians look as stupid as the promo?
What do you mean stupid? It was good.
The promo looked stupid.
Why?
When Drax throws the ball at the alien's head, and they're like, "Oh no!" and then they start speaking that glick-glack and running after the Guardians.
That was hilarious.
That was a hilarious exchange.
The whole movie was hilarious. Well, except for the end. The ending was kind of sad.
Let me see. Drax died?
No.
Rocket died. Yup.
For like a minute.
There's-
I don't know. How much do you want me to play spoiler?
Did Star-Lord die? Spoiler
For
alert.
like a minute.
Spoiler alert. Who died? Who really died, Joey? Did his new sister just kick the bucket?
No.
Nebula? Not Nebula.
I don't know why you assume somebody died.
Because there's someone that dies in all of them.
No.
And they're like reborn or something crazy in the next one.
No.
What's her name's gone? Navia. What's her name? What was the chick?
What are you talking?
The blue chick, the green chick.
Nebula?
No, Nebula was the blue
Gamora.
chick. Gamora.
Gamora's the only one that died because she was thrown off the cliff. So
Because
that
Red Skull told him to throw her.
Yeah, and Thanos was like, I love my daughter, but I really want this diamond ring. And he got the stone, and then
He got kidney stones, and then he died. Then Tony Hawk snapped him,
right.
and then his black friend hugged him. His white girl gave him a kiss goodbye. That's how I saw the movie. I don't know what movie you saw. Avengers Endgame.
I think you just described the plot of Fast 10. Which is coming out. Are we going to see that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I do want to see that.
I feel like I need you guys to drag me to it. Otherwise, I have no real I fully expect that movie to be
I need to see the end.
idiotic.
I need to see the end. This is
the
now.
first part of a 3-part finale.
It shouldn't be.
It really
It
should.
should be. It should be the end.
It should have been over 4 movies ago.
It should have been over when they tried to convince us that John Cena and Vin Diesel were brothers.
That was the last one.
Yeah,
They
that
didn't
should have
even
been.
need to get that.
They didn't even need to get there. Paul Walker died, and the franchise should have died with him.
So, what's the over/under on Jason Momoa's character having a heel turn for the next movie?
Well, he's a bad guy in this turn.
Right.
So he's
But that's what they do. Like,
he's
the
gonna
last
face
4
turn?
bad guys have become good guys.
He's gonna be a face. No, it's a face turn, Joey. You gotta.
It's
yeah,
a heel turn. You're
No.
a heel, and then you turn.
No, Joey. It's when a face turns heel. That's a heel turn. When a heel turns face, it's a face turn.
Okay.
You don't know your wrestling terminology. Stop trying to use it.
Whatever.
Okay. And you're just a mark. You're just a damn sports entertainment mark, Joey. But anyway, I digress. I got emotional about that. I apologize. But
I'm gonna get a boot turn in a minute.
but he I don't know if he's gonna. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Well, no one's seen it yet. It doesn't come out until 2 days from now.
Right.
So I don't know if this is gonna be it because they said this was gonna be it.
No, I just read that it was gonna be the first part of a 3-part finale.
So are all the
Not the last one.
okay. So here's the thing: the first movie, who was the bad guy in the first movie? Was there a bad guy? The trucker? Was the trucker the bad? The trucker that pulled the shotgun and shot the guy on the side of the truck?
I think
Was
it
that the bad guy? I think that was the bad guy in the first movie. Because there were no real defined enemies in these movies until you get to like the 5th one, and then they like rally around to hurt someone else's pockets. That's what all these movies have been about, is fucking up other people's pockets.
Apparently, there's also been 2 short films and an animated series.
Yes, I've seen all of this.
What?
You haven't seen the Fast and Furious animated show?
No, why the hell would I even think to look for that?
Because it's Fast and Furious. You don't watch Fast and Furious stuff, Billy?
I had reluctantly.
Okay. So there's the Fast and the Furious. There's 2 Fast, 2 Furious. And then that's where Tyrese comes in, because he was too furious. And Paul Walker was too fast. So it was Too Fast, Too Furious, like Double Dragon. So then there was what was the next one?
It's already received mixed reviews from critics. The sequel is set to be released in 2025 with a 12th and final mainline installment in development.
Why did 12 films? Really, I don't understand that one. Because there was Fast and Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious.
So I pulled up, so I Googled how many Fast and Furious movies are there.
Okay.
And this is what they have for me. The Fast and the Furious,
Okay.
Too Fast, Too Furious, the turbocharged prelude for Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay.
The Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift,
Okay.
Fast and Furious,
Yes.
Los Bandoleros,
That was a short film.
Fast 5,
Okay.
Fast and Furious 6,
Okay.
Furious 7, The Fate of the Furious,
That's 8.
F9,
Fuck them 9 times.
Fast X.
And it's fast on ecstasy. Because that's basically where you're at now with this shit. Is you got to be high to be watching
Pick
stuff.
a fucking title. The only thing that should be changing is the number. This is ridiculous.
No.
They
Like,
got us doing algebra now. How to solve for X.
got to get the Roman numerals right to do this correctly.
You're not going to convince me that Toretto is going to be doing algebra.
You got
Fast X is just an inner city high school teacher. Toretto becomes an auto shop teacher, and at the end of it, the final is just the answer is it's about family. That's
Mr. Toretto, what have you been trying to teach us all this year? It's about family.
oh my god. I really hope that's one of the next 2 movies.
He's just telling his life story, and they're like, "So, what does all that really have to do with
That should be the last one.
him sitting there telling the story?" That would be fucking hilarious. If it was like How I Met Your Mother, you find out that all these movies were just How I Met Your Mother, from Dominic Toretto to his like great grandkids.
All right, so who would be the Bob Saget to the Ted Mosby for Vin Diesel?
For Vin Diesel,
So like Vin Diesel's clearly the guy whoever played Ted Mosby because no one knows the name of that actor. But remember, Bob Saget was a narrator
yes.
on How I Met Your Mother. So who's going to be the narrator who sounds like the quote unquote older Vin Diesel, the older Toretto?
I would think that
Narrator.
would have to be Stallone. It would have to be. Like there's no other way around that.
Hasn't he been in one of these?
No, he hasn't.
How?
Well, he's been in the Expendables. He had the Expendables franchise, so he couldn't be in this one.
Okay. Well, that ended because it was terrible.
Hey, they're coming out with another one of those.
No.
Yeah, the Expendables 5 is coming out.
Let shitty movies die.
No.
Hashtag let shitty movies die in 2023.
Hey, I'm down for it.
Let shitty franchises die. I still can't believe that. So here's the thing I realized the other day. I was thinking about, speaking of movies.
Mm-hmm. Remind me before we get off the topic of Fast and Furious.
Okay. You know all the stuff going on with Jonathan Majors.
Yeah.
Who I heard is dating somebody else now that was famous.
He's dating some famous black chick.
Yeah, which
He learned his lesson very
I
quickly.
thought it was a very interesting pivot.
He learned his lesson very quickly. Yeah, Jonathan Majors is dating.
Megan Good, that's
Yes.
who it was. I knew it was somebody because it was one of
No,
the.
he didn't pick a black woman.
He picked Megan Good.
He picked the best one. He's like, hey, I gotta get this white stink off me. I gotta get it off me.
I can't. Oh, here's the funny part. So I googled it because I couldn't remember who it was. I knew it was somebody I had a crush on.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I remember being like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
No.
But among the top stories for Jonathan Majors, one from News One, Dr. Umar Johnson welcomes Jonathan Majors, quote unquote, back to the African race.
Oh yeah, he Umar was on his ass about them snow bunnies. He was
That's
like,
hilarious.
he's like, if you get what you get when you get with them, Jonathan. I was like, he deserve what the fuck they trying to do to him. But yeah, he so what I was saying about the Fast and Furious movie, right? So the thing about this movie, right?
Mhm.
What they ended up doing is going back to the movie when they were in Brazil, and they stole the guy who was running Brazil. They stole all his money, and Jason Momoa was supposedly his son
Oh,
that no one fucking knew existed in the other movie.
yeah.
And so now he's like, so they CGI'd him into the scenes.
Oh,
So the scene where they pulled the safe out of the police station,
okay.
Jason Momoa was standing there like, oh, you took my safe. It's the promo for it so
Oh.
fucking nuts.
It's gonna be so terrible.
And then when when they take the safe and knock the car off the road into the ocean, all of a sudden Jason Momoa was the one driving that car.
You've only seen this movie in pieces on television. I didn't really start watching them until like Fast 8,
Yeah,
which is terrible because they only got worse.
yeah. But there's a whole scene like when they take
The first one I remember was the one where The Rock picked up a missile with his bare hand,
the Rock.
eating out of a car.
The Rock did so much. The Rock was paid to be a weirder action hero, like an unnecessary human action hero.
Right.
Because he picked up a machine gun that fell off a Predator drone and shot down a helicopter.
Right.
And then Dominic Toretto jumped a car on a crumbling building to put a belt full of explosives on said helicopter before it crashed and tumbled and bumbled and died. And then he did not die.
He also directly they played a game of chicken where both him and Jason Statham lost.
Yeah.
And then they flew out of the cars and punched each other and somehow didn't die.
No, they didn't fall in the car. They crashed into each other in the cars.
That's what I'm saying. They both lost the game of chicken because someone's supposed to turn. They didn't, so they both collided, and then neither of them was wearing seatbelts. So they came out.
But they had roll cages. That was
They-
what they did different. Because what happened with them was in the beginning of that movie, right?
That doesn't prevent you from dying
I know it doesn't.
in that scenario.
They were in bucket seats and they weren't going fast enough. They weren't fast or furious enough to make it work right.
This is trebuchet seating.
Yeah. So in that scene, right,
Mhm.
where they steal the safe and they're tearing through Brazil, downtown, I guess Puerto Rico, Brazil. I don't know what the capital of Brazil is. They're tearing through the town and they're knocking over shit. There's one scene where they're on a bridge.
Puerto Rico, Brazil. You mean Rio?
Rio de
Is that what you
Janeiro.
were looking for?
Yeah, Rio, Brazil. Yeah, that's it.
What's going on, Ray?
Hey, Ray. So there's a scene where they're spinning the safe around and they knock it into shit and just hit shit with the safe. And they knock this safe off this car off a bridge. Now, when you see the scene in the actual movie, it's no name guy number 2.
Oh.
They again CGI Jason Momoa into this scene, and somehow he got knocked out of the car and landed in the water and lost an eye because for some reason he had one eye at that scene. I don't know what the fuck this movie is going to be about. I don't know, and it's like
What was the last one about? Nonsense.
he's talking to Dominic Toretto like the fucking Mandalorian did in Iron Man 3.
It's gonna be about Tyrese in space, just like the last. No, you know what they're gonna do? It's not in this one. You know what the next one's gonna be?
That's
They're gonna do Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Like they're gonna have to. They're gonna have Toretto's gonna have a tumor, and they're gonna have to.
They had to go get it. They
they
got to
have
go
to
fix the
stick-
tumor.
They have to stick Tyrese and
Ludacris.
Ludacris in special suits, and then they're gonna shrink them and inject them into Toretto.
It wouldn't amaze me.
And then
Like-
Charlize Theron's gonna go in there too to try to stop him.
she's
She's gonna have a robot mosquito inject her in Toretto, like
she's
West Nile virus.
she's in the next one
She's in all of them. She's probably the big bad for the whole
for the rest of this thing. But her and
Because, like I said before, white women are the devil.
what's the Spanish chick's name?
Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez. Her and Michelle Rodriguez have a good fight scene that I saw bits of in the promo. So they have a good fight scene.
I mean, it's better. If the action doesn't deliver, then the whole point of the shit's fucked.
What's the Olsen chick?
Who?
The Olsen, the other Olsen sister.
Oh,
No, not her. Captain Marvel. Who's Captain Marvel?
oh, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. She's in it too.
I saw that.
Yeah, she just
Okay.
shows up. I think she's the new Mrs. Nobody.
Is she done with her
Marvel.
her they them phase? Because she went through that phase where they try to dyke her up,
Uh-huh.
and then now she's just back to being regular.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious.
You never know. You never know in Hollywood, Joey.
Speaking of they them, I didn't finish my point on Jonathan Majors, so I have a theory.
What?
Let me explain.
Okay, go ahead.
So you know that the Ezra Miller is still the Flash.
Okay.
They're still releasing that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can't Batgirl, fuck Batgirl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Made it, shelved it.
Okay.
Didn't even want it in the ether, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ezra Miller goes and kidnaps people, robs somebody, does a bunch of other wild ass shit, and them don't get arrested.
Oh, that's right. He is a they them, isn't he?
Them don't get arrested,
Oh.
and they're still making the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've come to the conclusion that Ezra Miller is keeping Marvel from being able to do anything with Jonathan Majors, because as soon as they do, everyone's going to go, oh, well, it's because he's black. Because you just let Ezra Miller get away with actual crimes.
Yeah. He's keeping him employed.
Right. Like, they won't fire him is saving Jonathan Majors' career.
I mean, Jonathan Majors, he,
Because, any other year, he would have gotten Me Too'd.
oh, shit, yeah. It would have been 16 women come out the woodwork and say he punched me in the face, too. He punched me, he kicked me in
There
the
was just that one white guy who came out on Twitter who was talking all this shit.
Which one was that?
I don't know. There was some bitter white guy who was saying all this shit about, oh, he's been doing this for years. All these women are victims. Da da da. And it's like, not a one of them said shit. So you sound like you are just bitter.
He probably wanted one of them women. That's how it usually works, Joey. The ones who want the women you got, they're the ones who preach the loudest about how bad.
Oh yeah.
So what else is going on in the world, man?
I know he's from Lompoc, California.
Who? Jonathan Majors?
Yeah.
Lompoc? Isn't that where the jail is?
I believe so. That's how I know what Lompoc is.
Lompoc Correctional Facilities. I've heard of it.
From Lompoc to Yale. So
Hey,
do his thing.
he's doing his damn thing. Can't hate on Jonathan Majors. I've been a fan of Jonathan Majors since he was in that Scary TV show. And he got to fill on Juicy Smoulet's sister's titties.
I just don't understand this whole "hey, choke me, but not too much" thing that people keep doing. It doesn't make sense.
What?
That was the whole thing with him and his girlfriend or whatever.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, you didn't read any of this shit. He they were doing the stuff.
They were doing the sex thing
They were doing the sex thing with the hands and
with the hands and the throats, and he choked her, and she was like, "Don't choke me that hard."
I think it was something like that.
Because for what I heard the story was they were in a cab
Mm-hmm.
and they were fighting.
Right.
And he told the cab driver, "Hey, drop me off." The cab driver dropped her off, and she was like, "You're not gonna get away with hitting me and beating me up." And he's like, "I ain't never touched you." And then he walked off.
Oh, so she just
She made the shit up.
and then she was like, "Oh, I didn't really mean it."
Mm-hmm. They recant real quick. At least it ain't like a freaking Mega Evers situation. Not Mega Evers.
Amber Heard.
No. What's the name?
That was what came to mind for me. I think it sounded like some Amber Heard shit.
Well, the Amber Heard shit will be on your bed.
Oh, but hey, speaking of getting punched, did you know that Frank Grillo punched Ryan Reynolds in the face?
No, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was on the set of 2021's action film Hitman Wife's Bodyguard.
Who's Frank Grillo? Name sounds familiar.
He's a generic action guy. He's been in a bunch of like action movies, but he's not like none of them are like, oh yeah, that movie.
Let me
One of them was on Hulu. I forget what it was called.
One of them was on Hulu. Oh, then definitely no one saw.
Yeah, you would recognize him if you saw him. Grillo, Grillo, for those playing at home. Anyway, he recently revealed that he accidentally punched Ryan Reynolds in the face while filming the 2021 action comedy film Hitman Wife's Bodyguard. The actor shared the story during a recent appearance on Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast. I punched Ryan Reynolds in the face, Grillo admitted. There's a scene where it's Ryan Reynolds, Sam Jackson, and Selma Hayek, and we have them tied up. Their hands are behind their back, and I'm coming to interrogate him. I'm the detective, and he's doing his thing when he yaps, and I punch him in the face, right? So I take a swing, and he goes, Grillo, do not punch me in the face. I go, brother, I've been boxing since I was 11. I'm not going to punch you in the face. Just don't lean in. First take, I clip it right in the chin.
Well, he did tell him not to. That's on you at that point, sir. If Ryan Reynolds looks at me and says, hey, Marcus, don't punch me in the face.
But I also believe that Ryan Reynolds could make you want
to punch him in
the face.
Yeah, he seems like the punch you in the face kind of guy.
I mean, that's literally the plot of Deadpool. It's just him making people want to punch him in the face for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's excellent. But I can see where pulling your punches might be a little difficult.
Like, I really wanted to pull that punch, but I didn't. My bad. Oh, he's like,
what's happening over there?
I'm trying to get my computer together. Hold on a second. I'm working in the studio. I told you my shit went together today. I'm right. Okay. Right. Almost right. Hold on.
We're just rearranging ourselves live.
Hey man, shit happens, Joey. You got when you do a live show like this.
That explains why there's condensed milk in the background of the shot.
There's condensed milk behind me?
I don't know. It looks like condensed milk.
Oh, that is a Stroopwafel can. That's behind me.
Stroopwafel.
Stroopwafels. You never heard Stroopwafel? You never heard Stroopwafels? It's a very good how can I explain? It's
like waffle cookie thing.
Yeah, it's a waffle
caramel
cookie.
ribbon.
Yeah.
I've had those.
Stroopwafels. They're good, man. They're good with some tea.
I just like this is decadent in a way that
I don't deserve. It's like I don't deserve this decadence.
It's like I feel like if I eat more than one, I'll be like really hate myself in a different kind of way, and I want to spread that out. Like I'd rather I want to eat one Stroopwafel or a whole box of Nutty Bars.
Oh yeah, I see the conundrum.
Like I feel like that's the trade-off based on.
What was his name again, Joey?
Frank Grillo, Frank. I don't know how to spell that. Grillo.
Grillo. He was the Punisher.
He was?
Yeah. No, he wasn't the Punisher.
I'm like, which movie?
No, he was in Captain America. That's right.
Yeah, he's in the MCU.
That's all you had to tell me was the bad guy in Captain America.
He was. I forgot the name of the character.
He was in the Purge too, like 2 of the Purge movies.
Okay, I didn't see those because they're stupid. Anyway,
you're stupid. How do you not like the Purge movies?
It's a dumb premise.
How's the premise dumb, Joey?
Because it's stupid. Why it doesn't make any sense.
Why would they make crime legal for a night?
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Get the urge away from me.
That doesn't how that works. That's not
how the urge works.
The only people who think that's a good idea are the same people who think you should stop masturbating.
Who thinks?
Same group of people.
Who thinks I should stop masturbating?
There's people who think that like masturbation's killing America. There are groups of people who feel this way.
Those prohibition people, aren't they?
Those abstinence
abstinence only teachers.
That's the temperance movement.
Oh my god. If they made masturbation illegal, Joey, I'm moving to Canada.
That's a more plausible. What if it was?
I'm moving to Canada.
What if that was like only? What was that? What was the purge? But it was only that. Like you can. It's like you just can't. You can only jack off one day a year.
One day a year. Oh, it would be some like you would see the Pornhub numbers go from here to there.
Well, what if they disposed of all the porn?
What do you gotta mentally masturbate?
Do you think that there'd be like chicks who had to like make a strategic plan for that one day to just like be the queen of OnlyFans for a day?
Yeah.
Do you think they would run ad campaigns like, hey, coming up in a few weeks, like they're not allowed to wear provocative clothing because, temperance, but then like they'd be like, hey, you're going to see what's under this petticoat.
Coming soon.
Right. And then they would run ads.
Hey, that would work. Just like they did in the Purge.
Oh.
They ran ads for killing shit.
Of course they did.
Like if you watch the Purge TV show, you would see that there was a whole thing behind that, and I was here for it. I like the Purge movies.
I don't like the idea because like mostly I don't like things where like that idiots will think is a good idea.
I can understand that
because the plot of the movie basically is, hey, this is bad. This isn't working, right? But people will think that it's a vibe. Like, yeah, it'd be great if we could kill some stuff once a year, get rid of the urge. Like those people should be locked up already.
True. I mean, crime goes down. Except for that night.
What?
That's what the Purge movie said. All the Purge movies said the same thing. Crime goes down. Poverty goes down. Unemployment goes down.
Well, of course, because there's less people because
they're all killing them.
It's not a population control.
That's actually what the outcome of the movies ended up being. Was that's what they were doing throughout all the movies. Was population control.
Yeah, but millennials are quiet quitting on being parents. So
how do you quiet quit parenting?
Just don't have kids. You refuse to get married and have kids, which a lot of people are doing these days.
That could be you.
Huh? I don't know. Probably not.
Yeah, you have a couple kids, right?
I feel like obligated to like outweigh the dumb. Otherwise, we're going to be an idiocracy.
Yes.
We're being out multiplied by morons.
You know what I heard the other day about idiocracy? Speaking of it, they were talking about the costume designer for idiocracy, and I was like, that is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Because he was like, yeah, I need to find some shoes that look really stupid. Like no one would ever wear these shoes. Like complete idiots you would have to be an idiot to wear these shoes. So that'll be part of the costume. It's like, hey, what are we gonna do with these shoes? And they were like, hey man, no one's ever gonna wear these shoes. It's gonna be fine. And that's the only thing everyone fucking wears 2 years after the movie comes out.
The movie predicted so many things.
They wear Crocs in like kitchens. Last time I checked, Crocs had holes in them. The reason you wear steel-toe boots or like work shoes inside of kitchens and inside of like places like warehouses and shit like that is because shit falls on your feet. Why are you wearing something with holes in it? And it's like, oh, it's because I'm on my feet all day. Yeah, and you're gonna die on your feet, and you're not gonna have it anymore. What was that?
Odoriferousness.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to let them feet.
Gotta let it breathe. Like I've seen shoes, a lot more shoes lately that have
get that feet smell in your food.
That have weird like holes in them. Like look like skeletal. Like I've seen a bunch of like shoes that look like skeletal. And it's off-putting, but at least I know I'm old at this point in time. You haven't seen these shoes?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's weird shoes that look like...
Why does it bother you so?
Because they don't look like good shoes. Like they got holes in them.
What's making you wear them?
They got shoes.
They're clearly not even popular. I've never seen them before.
I have a problem with people with holes in perfectly good clothing. I've always had a problem with that. I've had it my whole life. Even when jeans with holes in them were like a thing when we were younger, I hated everyone who had them on.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're wasting clothes. Like, the reason we put jeans on is to protect us from the elements. Why are you wearing something that's not going to protect you anymore?
It was never about the protection. It was always a style choice.
Like, this dude came into my store, right?
Mhm.
He said this out loud, okay?
Mhm.
He said, I put this coat on because I got to go in the freezer. And the coat was torn, like purposely torn, and like 16. I could see his shirt underneath. This was just string he had on his back. This was a coat to keep the cold off of you. It's just a stupid damn instinct. I don't know what the hell these people are doing anymore.
Was this in Baltimore?
Yes, it was in Baltimore.
Baltimore's an interesting place. Did you know that a bunch of people went to Baltimore? They all got lined up to get free Old Bay tattoos before the Preakness.
The white Baltimoreans, yes, I could see that being done.
Yeah, it's mostly them. A bunch of hipster.
Yeah, it's a bunch of whites.
Yeah.
The whites love the whole. Here's the thing: white people in Maryland love Old Bay
And tattoos
and tattoos.
to cover their whiteness.
Yes, they do anything to cover up being white. Shoes that look like skeletons.
There's that. And then there was this guy who I didn't even know. Did you know that Baltimore had a electric rail?
The light rail?
I guess.
You've never heard of light rail?
I've never been on it. I've never seen a station.
You see them all downtown. There's stations everywhere.
In Baltimore, I've never seen a train station.
It's not a train station. It's just a stop. Have you seen the light rail in D.C.?
You have a light rail? What's a light rail? I have a metro. We have a metro rail.
No, not the metro rail.
I've seen a trolley.
The trolley. It's basically a trolley. But the light rail in Baltimore is a far long trolley.
But okay, so here's the thing: this guy that they arrested in Queens, he killed a guy by electrocution. Oh, on your birthday, at Jack Tower Station on East Baltimore Street. He's getting extradited. He mentioned like having to get extradited from New York to Baltimore.
Okay, you know why I hate these shoes, Joey? I finally figured out why. They're fucking Yeezys. They're fucking Yeezys. I knew Yeezys were gonna be stupid. They're fucking. Look up Yeezys.
I've seen Yeezys.
The foam Yeezys, the foam runner Yeezys.
You sound like you've been under a rock, and they're all, like, and the world is not what you expected it 10 years ago.
It's not.
And all these minor things are bothering you.
Oh, that's the age. I think the age does that every now and again.
The old man shaking fist at the sky.
Oh, Yeezys. Yeah, the Yeezys. I did not know that's what those were. But they look stupid. They look like they're not going to protect you from anything. So if it rains, your socks are wet.
I mean, don't buy them.
They're $360. Who the fuck can afford them?
I don't know. Stupid people. Okay. We don't want to talk about the Baltimore assassin.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, the Baltimore assassin.
Nope, we moved on.
He killed a guy and he went to Queens.
Meanwhile, in Shanghai,
Oh, somebody got Shanghai?
I found out what that meant on a Baltimore bar crawl. I went on a haunted bar crawl in Baltimore, right?
Okay.
And they told you about all these places in Fells Point. But one of the things that was like a common theme was because it's where a port was. What they used to do was they would come and they would Bill Cosby some young men, and then they would just take them and put them on a boat, and that's how they got their labor force. They would just kidnap you and take you on a tour
To China?
To China. So they called it getting Shanghai.
Okay.
That's what That's what that term means. But on Wednesday, China slapped one of the country's best-known comedy companies with a $14.7 million yuan, so a $2.13 million penalty, accusing it of harming society after a military joke made by one of its comedians drew strong public criticism.
You mean they talk about the shitty rocket?
Oh,
They
no,
talk about the shitty rocket?
not the shitty rocket again. The Beijing arm of Chinese Ministry of Culture and Tourism Bureau said it would fine Shanghai Yao Guo Culture Media Company 13.35 million yuan and confiscate 1.35 million yuan in illegal gains from the firm after finding it at a recent show by Li Haoshi, who performs under the name House, had breached rules.
Oh,
The
breached
incident has strongly divided the Chinese public over what sorts of jokes are inappropriate as performances such as stand-up comedy become increasingly popular, and also highlighted the limits of appropriate content in China, where authorities say it must be promotes core socialist values.
you have to remember you're in a communist country. You can't tell jokes about the Communist Party in a communist country. That's not how this shit works. These Chinese joke tellers aren't doing the right
Lee
thing.
went viral on Chinese social media earlier this week after an audience member posted an online description of a joke he had made at a live stand-up set in Beijing on May 13th, describing it as demeaning to China's People Liberation Army.
Oh,
In the joke, Lee recounted seeing two stray dogs he had adopted chase a squirrel. It said it reminded him of the phrase, have a good work style, be able to fight and win battles.
there's that translation shit again. It's not what he fucking said.
Have a good work style, be able to fight and win battles. It's a slogan Chinese President Xi Jinping used in 2013 to praise the PLA's work ethic.
Oh, Jesus.
So he compared the PLA to a dog chasing a squirrel.
Is that them fighting? What's that? Taiwan? Is it? Is that, is that because that would make sense? Because now and not only did he violate their moratorium on talking about the government, he violated their one China policy too.
Yeah. The Cultural Bureau said, we will never allow any company or individual to use the Chinese capital as a stage to wantonly slander the glorious image of the PLA.
The PLA, People's Liberation Army.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are they liberating the people from? I don't.
Well, that's what they call themselves
Hey, what's going on, Juno?
when they went against who's the old leader of China?
Mhm.
The Mings. Who's the leader before communism took over?
Oh, they fired that guy. They said that the incident was blamed on major loopholes on management.
Oh, somebody's getting their head chopped off. Somebody getting the full,
There's people getting liberated from their lives.
pretty much, and their family's gonna end up in camps.
Womp womp.
China. Womp womp, China. What else going on, Joe?
TikTok.
Yeah,
It's what's that word? Illegal in Montana.
in Montana. So they're not doing the Yigi challenge or whatever the fuck you challenge is.
When the Montana governor signed a total ban of TikTok in the state. I don't see how they're going to enforce that. The legislation is the most extreme prohibition of the app, and the nation will certainly face legal challenges.
Well, here's the thing: you can enforce it by not allowing it on your towers in your state.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't. That's the communication blackout. We can do it. We can ban it in America, but we have freedoms that
I mean,
they're not supposed to be able to do that to you for.
why? The governor of Montana, Greg Gianforte, signed a bill on Wednesday to ban TikTok from operating inside the state, the most extreme prohibition of the app in the nation, and one that will most certainly be challenged in court. The ban will take effect on January 1st. Today, Montana takes the most decisive action of any state to protect Montanans' private data and sensitive personal information
were being harvested by the Chinese Communist Party.
We're not letting the Chinese get a hold of our stuff.
Uh,
That's exactly what he said. We not gonna let the Chinese get a hold of our information.
They're not going to let the PLA have our TikToks. They're going to know too much. We got to protect Montana, and it's 8 people, 40 million square miles of nothing.
Dude, they can't see our nothing trees.
They're not going to kill our moose.
Not the moose.
Montana legislature introduced the bill in February, leading to months of debate. Now, I will say this: as a former parent, it does sound like a nice piece to just not have TikTok be around.
What they need to do is put parental guidance. Well, you can parentally
Here's
lock.
It's stupid about it. You still have Instagram, which has the same
Functionality,
just worse.
Yeah,
so you're just rewarding.
But Instagram's not owned by the Chinese. That's where you run into the big thing, Joey. It's a Chinese problem.
Yeah, it's owned by Zuckerberg, who's a fuckhead.
Yeah, I mean he is. No one's.
Anyway, the proposal, which would affect everyday users of the popular short-form video app, significantly escalated a national rush to ban TikTok on government devices based on concerns about the company's ownership by the Chinese company ByteDance. Battle over the bill offered a glimpse of what the United States might encounter nationally if lawmakers of the White House attempt a nationwide ban of TikTok, which has been floated in recent months.
Yeah, they've been trying that shit.
Here's why I don't follow this logic, right? So, if they're spying on us, right?
They can get their money. Did I go away?
You paused or something.
Oh.
So we owe them a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're spying on us. So at this point, they're just pissing themselves off because they're watching us
blow their money.
Spend money we don't have on things other than paying them back.
China is like if I say, hey Joey, I need $200, and you said, all right, here's $200. What you need it for? I was like, oh, I got some stuff to pay off, man. I'll get it back to you in a couple weeks. And then you look down, and I got a fucking pair of Yeezys on.
I'm watching a TikTok video of a guy arguing with his girlfriend in a sex toy shop because the dildo's
too big.
Is too big and it doesn't make sense to him.
You don't need a dildo that big.
And somewhere there's a guy inside an office in the PLA going, she tried to buy shit, he rocket.
You're so stupid. Did you see that? There's a video going around. I don't know if you saw it or not. Of this chick going into the grocery store and cursing out one of her husband's subordinates.
Oh.
Because she's like, that is my husband, not your man. Don't be calling him at home anymore. You work here. Act like you work here. Don't call my husband at home. No need to start crying about this shit. I just don't want you calling my motherfucking husband anymore. It's so fucking weird. I'll play it for you, but it's so fucking hilarious.
This sounds like the Chad incident all over.
No, it probably is a Chad incident. Oh man, but we can get out of here, Joey. We got one more in the chamber, or that's it for us?
Yeah, this probably will be relevant. Speaking of crazy stuff, did you know that Supreme Court is considering banning the abortion pill?
Why?
Because they're fucked up right now. I don't know. They were trying to limit abortion. They overturned Roe v. Wade. We're already in.
Did they overturn Roe v. Wade, or they just don't? It's not law of the land.
No, they overturned it. It's the whole point. The whole point of Roe v. Wade was that you could not ban abortion. Now abortion can be banned state to state.
Okay.
But New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy on Wednesday said he would consider defying the Supreme Court and continue to provide mifepristone if the court rules in favor of a ban on the abortion pill. When asked if the state would prescribe
Mifepristone, after such a ruling, he told NBC to be determined. When I say everything is on the table, Katie, I meant that. This action generally, whether if it's mifepristone or whether it's North Carolina or South Carolina or Florida at 6 weeks. What? Oh, other abortion restrictions.
Doesn't matter what the restrictions are, we gonna go against this shit. And I think you know what, Joey, I agree.
He's basically saying whatever it takes to save lives, because some people should not, with a pregnancy could kill them.
True. I agree. I mean, Joey, we here at the That Comedy Podcast.
Mifepristone used in combination with another drug, misoprostol, accounts for about half of all abortions domestically.
And we are pro-choice here at the That Comedy Podcast, Joey. There's one thing I've always said. You can do whatever you want to do with your body.
I mean,
that's all I feel.
We only have until 2027 anyway.
It's all over?
Well, the temperature, we're hitting this temperature crucial threshold of 1.5 Celsius, which scientists have warned could have dire consequences should only temporary, according to research from the World Meteorological Organization.
So is that average temperature, or is that?
Yeah, it's going to be 1.5 Celsius above pre-industrial levels.
Okay.
And that would mark some uncharted territory as far as like what do we expect.
Yeah, it's because my thing is if you're telling me it's going to get 1 degree hotter on average, does that mean it's going to be like at some point it's going to be like 75 degrees hotter? And then it's going to be like 59 degrees lower. I don't know how the average thing works out with temperature, because it doesn't make any sense.
Well, we're going to get a new El Nino, and there's a 98%
a new little boy. We got a new little boy coming.
As La Nina and the new El Nino develops, there's a 98% likelihood that at least one of the next 5 years will be the hottest on record.
Okay. Why are we so worried about it being hot, Joey?
Because forest fires and ice caps melting.
And
Waterworld.
Okay.
Kevin Costner's not who he used to be. Do you want to drink your own urine on a boat?
Do you want to drink your own urine?
Do you want to drink pee on a boat? You don't care about climate change.
I don't care about climate change, Joey.
He's floating on a skiff in an ocean.
I don't care about climate change. I care about drastic global overpopulation.
Pee in a machine and drink the leftovers.
Who's to say we don't do that?
I like this Doomsday character.
Think that's the new character we're gonna bring in?
I think so.
Okay. Man, we're gonna get out of here.
What a water world! I should just go stand outside of an amusement park.
Do you want a water world? Yeah.
Every time someone doesn't recycle something, just.
Oh my God, that's so stupid. Oh man, we're gonna get out of here, Joe.
It'll all be funny games, and they're gonna send a mascot after me, and I'll have to fight it.
You have to fight that bald dude from Six Flags. All you hear is and he just runs after you and punches you in the head.
And I throw someone's giant head at him. Rip off Bugs Bunny's head. Throw it at him.
Damn, you getting the WB characters in on this shit?
Let's go, the world is ending. You want a water world? You got it, bro.
Like, oh shit, Joey lost.
Just set fire to Johnny Rock. Oh God,
that sounds so nuts,
so ridiculous.
That sounds so fucking ridiculous. Oh man. All right, man. Let's get out of here, dude.
The reason I'm laughing is just like you got to be the security guard.
You got to deal with that shit.
It's like, this is so stupid.
They don't pay me to do this shit.
Exactly.
They don't pay me enough to do this shit. I'm just here for the summer. I don't know what the fuck. He hit the old guy with the head with the freaking
And then he took
buzz
his
head.
pants off. I don't want to touch him.
Took his pants off and set Johnny Rockets on fire. What the fuck y'all want me to do? Huh? Let's get out of here, man.
All right.
All right.
My face hurts.
It's been fun, man. It's been a good week, Joey. We will see them next week. We got shows coming up this week. Where are they at?
We're tomorrow. We're at McGinty's Public House in downtown Silver Spring,
The house.
the House of Comedy. And then with headliner Luis Lopez. And if you miss him that day, you can catch him as part of our Saturday show at Dave and Buster's this weekend with Miss Rita, Laughing Lenny, and Bria Badu.
All right, man. Sounds like a fun week, man. It's going to be packed. And we will see you folks next week. We will not be back on Monday next week because we got some I will be out of town, and so
I don't own the rights to this music.
you know
See how easy that was?
we own the rights to that music because I made that song. That's a beat made by me,
All right.
DJ Marcus. But we will not be back next week. We can take a quick week off. So I'll be out of town dealing with some family business. But Joey, where can they find you at next week, man?
I'll just be at Public Bar and McGinty's.
Okay. Doing the damn thing as usual.
June's when things pick up.
June's when things pick up. Juneteenth is gonna be the best time for us, Joey.
Well, we actually have some awesome stuff happening. We have Headliners Only is back June 24th. Tickets are on sale now at early bird price through the end of the month. That is Patrice DeVoe, Woo the Comedian, Dwayne White, Winston Hodges,
Okay.
and Nina Daniels.
Wow, that sounds like
And
a packed that.
hosted by yours truly.
Joey LaFaro?
I'll also be opening for Dat Fan at the Arlington Cinema Draft House on June 23rd.
Beep, 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 beep.
And we'll be back at Dave & Buster's. So if you don't catch us this week, catch us next month. Stacey Carver's headlining. We're going to have Mike Kurtz in the building, Ashley Mayo, and Dwayne Watts. So it's going to be a pretty packed, stacked lineup
Definitely.
yet again. So they're making moves, doing big things, and we have some cool stuff coming down the pipeline.
So put it in your pipe and smoke it, baby, because we bringing the comedy to you. That's right, comedy shows near me coming to you. That's that. I love that. I love the way that.
Put it in that pipe and
Ooh, puff, puff, pass, baby. Puff, puff, pass. But we gonna get out of here, folks. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fucking fun. I am DJ Marcus, Joey LaFaro, the rest of the comedy shows near me team, and the Dot Comedy team. Want to wish you a very, very safe week. And we will see you next time with more fun and more thrills on the Dot Comedy Podcast.